Hey everybody, this is Kendrick MIREE, and you're watching The Last Round. And today we have a very, very special guest. He's actually a relative of mine, and he's also a living legend in my eyes and to many people around the world. We have Cyrus Black Dynamite Washington here today, and it's quite a pleasure to have him here. And I've been wanting to get him to come and do this interview with us, especially with all the things that's going on in the world and the passing of people like Kobe Bryant. You know, you gotta try to honor people while they're alive, and you never know when you're gonna get an opportunity to, speak to them again. So I'm glad to have you here, cousin.
I'm glad to be here.
Yeah, seriously, man. And so let me start with this. Who is Cyrus Black Dynamite Washington? Don't tell me who you were before. Tell me, give me how you feeling in this very moment. Who you are.
In this very moment, I feel definitely humbled. Even though most people say I'm a fairly humble person anyway, but I definitely feel humbled from humility in my own life, both personal and professional. And not that I'm upset about it or anything like that. A little disappointed about certain things, but just learn from the lessons, you know what I'm saying, and keep moving forward.
Okay, so I'm gonna dig in on that, like what where your regrets at and whatnot. But so of course, we grew up together. Tell me from your end. I know how it looked like on my end, but on your end, what was life like as an early childhood?
As an early child, I mean, things were pretty, I guess, normal for average middle class or lower middle class family. I mean, dad wasn't around. I say dad, but he was never dad because if I saw him today, I couldn't tell you what he looked like. You know what I mean? I saw him one time. That was at social services to get blood work for child support. That's the only time I remember seeing him, and I don't remember what he looked like. But early childhood, he wasn't around, but I mean, things were okay. Mom made it work, you know what I'm saying? Hard-working woman, worked at General Motors, drove 40 minutes to work one way, 40 minutes back the other way, to a point to where she found a place closer to where she lived at, so she was there during the week and would come back to Saginaw on the weekends, and we'd be with grandma. Things were pretty rough at grandma's house because grandma lived in the hood. And we learned a lot of lessons from living in the hood. That's for sure.
Exactly. Y'all was, you and your siblings, your two sisters, y'all were well-rounded, So you got a little experience in both worlds. And so, growing up, my man, so first of all, when I first got into martial arts, and this is after I was bullied in school and got a butt kick and dad. Back then you get a whooping if you lose a fight. You know what I'm saying? So you can't lose a fight. You come home and be like, oh, give me a butt. My dad kicked my butt for losing the fight, and then the next thing he did, he sent me to this guy so he can kick my butt some more, and we ended up training at the same dojo, with Sean's Taekwondo in Saginaw, and that was my first introduction to martial arts, was with Cyrus. And Cyrus, so let's fast forward a little bit into your teen years. You got into a little bit of trouble, you know what I'm saying? And so tell us about, the transition from growing up high school to the trouble, to teen years, and then, what happened, in that process? What was your mind back then?
Oh man, back then I had left martial arts alone for a little bit, and I was just running the streets. I just wanted money and girls, like everybody else from that neighborhood or from that community, from that city, pretty much. And I didn't care what I had to do to get the money. Then I know if I had the money, the girls would come. You know what I'm saying? So So I got in a lot of trouble. Even while in high school, I was getting in trouble, man. Getting pulled up by the cops, going to jail for a couple days over the weekend or something like that. And it was scary sometimes going to jail just because you don't know when they're going to let you go, you know what I mean? Like, once they get you in Saginaw County Jail, like, you don't know anything until you see a judge, you know?
Right.
And they say, oh, if you get locked up on Friday, then you won't see the judge till Monday. Some guys won't see the judge till next Friday, you know what I mean?
So what type of influences did you have? Like, what type of circles were you hanging around back then when you was a teenager? Because you, in my eyes, all I saw was Cyrus, the martial artist, and then after martial arts, I did like I said, I just saw or heard, oh, Cyrus over here, oh, Cyrus over there. You know what I'm saying? So what type of crowds were you hanging around back then? And do you think that was your influence?
Oh, definitely. I mean, even I was somewhere at home, or in our family, like, I mean, we got gangsters in our family, so
yeah.
It was, you know what I mean? It was right there, so it seemed okay, you know? It seemed like the thing, like, it was normal, right? Everybody went to jail at some point, or prison at some point, you know what I mean? It was just something that, being a man, what you thought you had to do, which is crazy, you know?
Yeah, we actually bumped into each other in jail.
That's right, I remember that. I remember that, yeah, I was like, what the hell?
All people, what? Hey. You know, that was a different era, like, we, you know, but so when you did some time in jail, and when you got out of jail, what made you click? Because Cyrus went, like, missing for a minute. He was in jail. We didn't know. And then all of a sudden, and so when that happened, what was going on through your head, and what made you just all of a sudden, like, he had a metamorphosis, like, when he was in jail, and then all of a sudden he came out, he was like this comic book hero, like this, taking, like, something like out the movies, started fighting out of nowhere. Tell me, like, what was going through your head, what influenced you while you was in jail to get back into martial arts?
Man, I mean, the big thing was just not wanting to, the big thing that made me not want to go to jail was just not wanting to be there anymore, you know what I mean? Having my freedom taken and being told when to wake up, make your bed, do this, do that, you know? And even although it was called Handling Michigan Correctional Facility, the nickname of it was Gladiator School, because it was pretty rough, you know? And I remember just like it was yesterday, one day, it was 2003, Michael McDonald, Black Sniper, was fighting in the K1 Grand Prix, and
explain to people what K1 is. Some people may not know.
Oh, that's right.
I know all the fight folks know where it is.
Right, because it's not even around anymore. But K1 is just K1 kickboxing, punches, some knees. Had a lot of the best fighters from around the world, from Japan, Holland, United States, Canada. Really high level fighting for heavyweights, mostly heavyweights and lightweights actually. But yeah, I saw them guys doing the K1 Grand Prix on ESPN, and I think McDonald had won the title, the North American Championship or something like that. And I was sitting in my cell, and I was like, that's what I'm gonna do when I get through, when I get home. So,
and then that was it, bro. You like,
yeah,
I remember my dad was calling me up and was like, yeah, your cousin just got into this bar fight. I'm like, huh? And what it was, they had like sanctioned fights at like,
not even sanctioned, yeah.
Not even sanctioned back then. This is I forgot. This is way back a little bit.
I was like a smoker, but they were making good money off of it because they would do it in a bar in Battle Creek, Michigan.
A smoker is like an unsanctioned sparring match or fight. You know what I'm saying? That happens in gyms and in bars.
Yeah.
And so I remember Cyrus fighting heavyweight, fighting all types of people in bars and stuff, and they was putting together these moves, basically like backyard fighting, but in public. Yeah. So you know what? We're gonna take a quick break, real quick, guys. We're gonna check out some of Cyrus' highlights, and we'll be back. With you in just a second. All right. right, guys. So we back, and so we left off with Cyrus. You were in jail, and then you got inspired from watching K1 kickboxing, and then as soon as you got out, you got right into the gym. And what was that like? You was in Grand Rapids when you started, right?
I was like Marshall, Battle Creek area. Yeah, not too far from Grand Rapids. Yeah, I was there, then I went over to Coldwater. I would go to Coldwater and train.
Okay.
I'd get right off work.
Where were you training?
Michigan Sports Camp with Dan Severn.
Oh, Dan Severn. Okay, the Beast.
Yeah, Dan the Beast Severn. Yep.
Uh-huh.
So being on parole, I had to have a job. I get off work. I'd be dozing off on the highway, driving to the gym, and I show up at 6 p.m. Getting there and train with Paul Bowers.
Now, how old were you when this was going on, when you made this transition? Because you was in jail when you was a teenager.
Right. Yeah.
And then you became an adult while in jail, like a 21 or whatever. And then you started fighting. And when did this take place, your first fight?
So I got locked up when I was 19. Got out right before my 25th birthday. And my first fight after I got out, because I was still considered amateur at the time. So I had to be maybe 3 months later. I did tough man contest. I did whatever I could do, man. People say like hungry or starving just ain't the word to describe what I wanted to do.
Joe Rogan make a comment about you. He said, "Man, that guy crazy, man. He does all kind of fights and stuff like that." So
I had to do it.
Man. So by you jumping off in the fire like that, how did how did you end up making it over to Thailand? Because that's where you became well known globally when you started fighting in Thailand. You went from small town, kickboxer, backyard, like in a bar fighter.
Pretty much backyard fight.
It's like backyard style to fighting over in Thailand and fighting becoming breaking some records. Like so you went to, how did you go from Thailand? How did you end up over there?
So after I trained with Dan Severn, Paul Bowers, I needed more. I wanted more authentic Muay Thai, so I found a gym that was actually about an hour and a half from Coldwater, but only 45 minutes from where I was living at the time. So I would get off work some days and I go to Lansing, which is where this gym was at, with Dan Smith actually, martial arts, American Martial Arts Academy, something like that. Some days I go over there, and then maybe the next day I go back to Coldwater after work. So I was going to either or after work. At the time I had no priorities or responsibility other than food for myself, so I could spend money like that,
Spend it on training.
Yeah, definitely. I invested in myself.
How much money do you think you invested in that short period of training? So it was like a 2-year span, right?
Yep, about that. Yeah, about that. And those 2 years I was paying $255 at Dan's and $120 to Severn, and then I will go to Chicago. Is where I got the bug in my ear about going to Thailand. Is when I started training in Chicago with Ricardo Perez. And I was paying him a little bit whenever, usually after fights. But
I met Ricardo one time.
Probably. Yeah. So man, in that time span, man. I don't know, 6,000-7,000 probably, because I'm driving everywhere. Right. Probably close to 10-12, man, because I'm driving here, I'm driving there. I drive wherever I have to go.
I think if you added up, Cyrus, you sound like you spend at least $700, $800 a month.
Oh, definitely.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You're not talking about the driving, the place to stay, and I'm quite sure you're crashing here and there, but so you went to Chicago, and Chicago was the plug for you to go over to Thailand? Not
even a plug, just the encouragement, I would say. That's one thing I'll give Ricardo, man. Among other things, he is a good coach. He encouraged me. He was like, hey, if you want to do this, you have the potential to do it. You need to go to Thailand. And this was before going to Thailand was popular, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, there was I met maybe 2 or 3 Americans over there when I got there,
Right.
So yeah, I went, and it wasn't easy at all. And I don't mean just as far as training, but.
So what, did you saved up your money and go there? Did you win a fight and you go there? How did you get there?
Like I'm a patient person, but I'm not a patient person. Okay. So when I gotta go, when it gotta happen, it gotta happen. You know what I'm saying? I was like, all right, I'm out, I'm going. So Yeah, whatever I
Honestly,
had,
imagine-
because I always save money though. You know what I
Okay.
mean? If I want to do something or if I need something, there's an emergency. So I will have a little nest egg in the bank. You know what I'm
Okay.
saying? Like I said, I was single, so I didn't. You know what I mean? I
Can I
didn't
get a dollar?
have any anytime, baby. So you know what I mean? I didn't have any children at the time. So
So you
I was
was a
able
saver.
to. Yeah, and I mean
Yeah.
I had the money, so I left.
Would you consider yourself? I think you know, based off the way you know, I'm getting off subject, but would you consider yourself a minimalist? Meaning that you just do the minimum, like you eat if when you need to eat, you buy clothes.
Pretty
You
much.
need to buy clothes.
I don't know if
Because
I'm.
you say you
Definitely with
you
clothes.
jumped to
I don't
Thailand.
care.
The ticket ain't cheap.
Yeah, for sure. Back then it wasn't
Back
cheap.
then it wasn't cheap, and it ain't cheap now.
Nah.
Yeah.
I have to look more into actually what a minimalist is, but as far as clothes, I'm not like a clothy type person. If there's no event that I'm going to, I'm not buying nothing new to wear usually, unless I just need running shoes. You know what I'm saying? But
so minimalist is somebody that does the bare minimum, like
for necessities.
Literally, like if they want to take a shower, they got like a clock. They say, okay, I'm only gonna take a shower for this long, you know. Or some people even go as extreme as I'm gonna get a pot of water, boil it. I'm gonna wash myself in this pot of water, and that's it. That's extreme.
Okay, that's extreme.
That's not you.
I'm probably below moderate, man. Below moderate, you know. Because the only thing I really spend money on for myself, even now today's vitamins, just to keep myself healthy.
So you get to Thailand.
Yep.
You just walking around the streets and you go to a gym, or did you have a connect before you landed? And where did you land?
So I did have a agreement with a gym, popular gym now, Tiger Muay Thai.
Yes.
Popular gym now. I'm not even technically. I'm the one that put the Muay Thai program on the map from all of my videos. And then yes, this was in Phuket. So I landed in Phuket at Tiger Muay Thai. The first night I got there, man, it was dark. Walked into my bungalow, you know what I mean? It was my first time out of the country, you know what I'm saying? First time on a plane out of the country, actually. And I go in my room, there's like geckos all over the walls and stuff. Like, all right, I've been locked up. I've never had these animals roaming in my room. I don't know what they're capable of, you know what I'm saying?
You fresh from like rural area of Michigan. Like,
yeah, pretty much,
like
yeah.
Side of Michigan.
So I'm thinking like, man, this is not for me. This is not for me. But I was like, man, come on, man. You came here to do something, do it.
Yeah.
I went to sleep, woke up the next morning, the sun was out. I see all the palm trees, coconut trees, banana trees, people smashing pads in the ring and stuff like that. And I'm like, man, I'm glad I'm here. You know what I'm saying? I hadn't even done anything yet. And then after that, I started training. Had a agreement with the gym that I fight every 2 weeks unless I'm hurt or something like that, and then that will help me to get my sponsorship from the gym. So after about
so the sponsors took care of getting money for you, or they just sponsor you in general?
No.
How does a business of fighting work in Thailand? You know, and let's talk about that real quick. Then we get back into what you achieved there. So tell me, how does that work? So if I want to go to Thailand, I'm a young guy. You know, let's say I'm young, I'm 25, I just got this deal with this gym to come train. What happens?
All right, so as far as my situation at the time when I was in Thailand, after I came back home, sold my car, any belongings that I had, told my mom, hey, I'm going out here, I'm staying as long as I can. I got there.
How long again?
It was a little less than a year the first trip. Came back home, sold everything. It was a little over 2 years the second trip. During the second trip was what kind of, I guess, catapulted me into the higher level of fighting, or the highest level of fighting. Because I fought 35 times in those 2 years I was there.
35 times in 2 years, man.
Yep. And but it was rough, man.
It was just it's like no titles. It's just you fighting.
Yeah, this is me fighting, man. Fighting. I might have got one title during that time.
You got one title out of 35
maybe,
fights.
yeah, maybe.
What was the name of that title?
I'm not even sure.
You got a lot of accolades.
It was a.
Talk about this man accolades. He's being real humble right now. But
no, it was a local. It was like the local province title. PK1 is what it was called.
PK1. Okay.
PK1 title for Phuket. But as far as sponsorships, you can get sponsors in Thailand for sure, especially now. Even back then you could if you were a good enough fighter and you're fighting on the Thai circuit regularly.
Yes.
Meaning maybe you had to be fighting on TV, televised fights, and you can get like M150 sponsors or something like that. I had no sponsors. I was working towards being sponsored by the gym, and it was rough because I remember, like, people probably like, yo, you fucking lying, but I have no reason to lie. I didn't have money for water at one point. I was running around to people's plantations, cutting coconuts off trees at night, man, so I have something to drink during the day for a little while until my next fight came. That only lasted for a little while, but it was like, damn, man, like.
What's a little while?
At least a couple weeks for sure.
That's
couple
a
weeks.
While.
Yeah, a couple weeks for
couple
sure.
Weeks, like stealing coconuts off trees to drink water, like.
Yeah, man.
See, that's what I call minimalist.
Yeah,
but
well,
also that's called broke too, right?
Yeah, I was freaking broke, and I wasn't gonna ask my mom for nothing.
So,
you know what I mean?
Right.
I didn't want to ask her for anything else, so because
yeah.
I'd already been asking her for money,
yeah,
you know.
I've been there. Don't want to ask. I'll sleep in the car.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Like,
I was like, I got a roof over my head. I'm gonna make this work. So I did that, and eventually I did get sponsored by Tiger Muay Thai, and things were pretty good after that.
You got sponsored after the 35 fights?
Somewhere during that. Somewhere during the 35 fights I got sponsored.
Wow.
Yeah.
The struggle was real.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah. But I didn't even tell them like what was going on. I just.
So the transition after that. So you ended up at Tiger Muay Thai. At this time, like I think I was probably not fighting yet. I got into fighting later on in my career at like 28. But I remember seeing like highlight videos around that time at 27, 28 of you over there fighting overseas. Okay. You know. And then so you ended up doing something that I think no American did over there.
Oh yeah.
What was that?
I won the Lethwei title. Two times.
And what is the Lethwei title?
Lethwei is the Burmese art or sister art that some say to Muay Thai. It's still elbows, hands, knees, and feet, but headbutts as well, and groin kicks. Yeah, you can hit the ground. It's not
See,
fine.
that's why Joe Rogan said what he said. He said you be doing some crazy, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I won that title 2 times, and I was the first Westerner to do it.
First Western to do it.
Yeah.
Wow. Big.
Yep.
See, that's why I say you like a living legend, man. And you still fighting, you know, to this day. So now that you how many fights in are you now? You in the
115, yeah.
Wow.
115.
So 115. Do you know how many knockouts you got on your record?
Last time I guess I checked, looked on the internet, on my YouTube channel that Quan Kicker used to help me with. It was 49. Yeah, 49 knockouts. 49,
and we're not counting all the stuff that happened at the bars on the countryside.
Right. And a lot of my fights didn't get video, man, just because we had a falling out with that count. But with Tiger Muay Thai, and then that's how I got the Phuket top team.
Okay. And then and we want to talk about that too. But and hell, let's bring it up now. So your regrets. What? So you fought like a ton of fights. You kind of got on like accolades later on, and you kind of started getting sponsored later on after you put in a big amount of work. You put a lot of work in. So did you would you have did things differently with Tiger Muay Thai? So what happened?
They made promises at the time. There was a different owner than what there is now. I think now there's like several owners. But back then there was one owner. He was from America actually, or he is from America. And they didn't follow through on what they had promised. Some of us who had been there from the ground up, you know what I mean? And I wasn't there literally from the ground up, but there was no.
It wasn't
100,000 hits, right? There was no 100,000 hits on any videos.
Your
Tiger
videos is like booming.
Right.
Your videos, your highlight reel kicks and knockouts and stuff like you, like boom, Tiger Muay Thai, Cyrus.
So they promised shares from that to like me and a couple other people, and nothing ever came of that promise. Yeah.
So y'all had a disagreement with that. So shoot. And then
pretty
you
much,
ended up with
Phuket top team. Yeah. Who actually the owners were good friends of mine, like a brother and sister. Boy Clark and Kanika. And it was just a good fit, man. Just cause he was chill and laid back. I'm pretty chill and laid back. You know what I mean? I just wanted to train and fight. So it was all good.
Yeah, no, you want, when it comes to that, like, bro, you really simple. Like me, I'm a little bit of a tyrant when it comes to business, so I was kind of being like what people would call a spoiled brat, but like I call myself a prize fighter. Cyrus is like a real like martial artist, like a straight up martial artist. Like me, I'm like, cut the check, let's go. Like I don't care who I'm fighting, let's fight. You know what I'm saying? Like, but you know, over the years, I watched you, and I'm like, man, this dude's like pure. You know what I'm saying? Like he just, like you said, you just want to fight, you just want to train, you just want to. You know
it's just something I want to prove inside for myself, man, and that's why I'm still doing it. That's why I'm still doing it, because there's some names out there that I need to still challenge myself against, you know. And I gotta, before I'm done, I gotta do that. You know what I'm saying?
Who is it? Give me three.
Definitely Dave Leduc, something like that. He and I fought once before. I don't make any excuses about it. I mean, if anyone does their research, they'll see that I say he had where he paid some magazine to talk a little bit of shit and say that my ankle injury wasn't real, which I got an MRI, and I saw the picture of the MRI of the fracture in my ankle at the time. So the fight got canceled the first time, right. And my ankle was still messed up, and I took the fight the second time. Anyway, if you watch the fight, you'll see that I didn't kick with my right side, but maybe once the entire fight. I'm a right-handed fighter, though, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. So I had to kick with my left. I fought left most of the fight. Now my ankle's a lot better, and I'm like, okay, give me my rematch, because he didn't beat me. Right. And Lethwei rules, you have to knock the person out, or they have to quit, and then you win. He didn't do either, and I wasn't in the threat of being beaten either, you know, even with a fracture on my ankle. So I definitely want that rematch. I like to fight Nicky Holskin and just any of these higher level guys these days. You know what I mean?
Nicky is fights mostly in Glory.
One FC now.
One FC.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, he was for Glory though for a while.
I remember him. So did you fight him in Suriname?
Yeah, we fought in Suriname. Yeah. This cut. Yeah, he gave me this cut right here, and that's why the fight was stopped. Yeah.
So you want to finish that?
Yeah,
and
definitely.
Then the third fight, who would you want to go after?
Man, anybody, man. I want the best. You know what I mean? Just to let me give me time to train. Right, give me time to train. Lost a lot of dead weight. You know what I mean? As far as my personal life, you know what I'm saying? And I don't got that stress, that drama anymore. So I can just focus on training, fighting, and I can get ready for that fight the way I used to.
Okay, all right. So fighting, you gung-ho about the fighting part. So what the show about, you know what I'm saying, the last round, we like talk about like the business and what are your plans now from a business perspective? You know, so let's say you get these fights, like what's the long-term goals for you from a business perspective?
Long-term goals is definitely promoting my brand until it's self-sufficient, until it's creating a passive income that I'm content with.
So building your brand.
Definitely.
Yeah, keep your brand strong. Well, it's definitely strong. It's like, I think me personally, like I want to help you, push that. You know what I'm saying? And you guys, make sure, you guys like and y'all share this video, get that video out there, especially to the guys you called out. What's those 3 names? You got hit list.
Two.
Those 2 names. You got hit list.
the one guy, the peasant, Dave Leduc, and Nicky Holskin, the natural. Nicky Holskin. Yeah.
Oh shoot.
Yeah. Anybody, man. If you want to fight, like, come on, man. You can call me out. I don't take any disrespect to it. Just don't be disrespectful, though, you know.
Right.
And we can do it. We can get it on, man.
Nah, yeah, you're a super humble guy, man. But at the same time, when you calling people out, that's kind of like, oh crap, we called somebody out. Let's talk about a current topic right now. So we're gonna jump ship. So you got you got your brand. So now you're gonna build that, right? You got that. So tell me, with the future of Muay Thai in America, do you see it getting better, or you see it the same? Like, the Muay Thai and kickboxing are 2 different things. Muay Thai, you get to use your elbows and a lot of different weapons and stuff, like the kicks with the shins. Then there's kickboxing, which is just, mostly kicks and punches and knees without the clinch.
Right.
So what do you think about the future and the judging of Muay Thai?
All right. First thing, as far as the judging, of Muay Thai for the future. Judges have to be better trained. They have to know the what to score and which is the high.
Like the importance of damage.
Right, damage and accuracy, not just being freaking aggressive and hitting anything. Like hitting somebody's shoulder, okay, after you hit it maybe 12 times, okay, it'll do damage, but that one hit, man, that shouldn't count. You know what I mean? I'm just using that as an example. You know what I mean? But accuracy, technique, damage, and aggression.
Right.
They have to know how to score those things in the right order.
So, like for instance, I was cornering you one fight against this guy. I think it's Richardson.
Oh yeah.
He was in Atlanta, and this guy had a nice clinch game, but at the same time, and he has nice hands. But at the same time, at the end of this fight, we knew who did the damage. This man got carried out in the stretcher. All right, and the judges, chose him. You know what I'm saying? You guys had a good fight. Y'all both fought good. It was a draw. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? It was a good fight. It was a good fight. Y'all both did good. But at the end of the day, you was unscathed, and he was had to be carried out.
Yeah,
precision, right? He was nailing him with them low kicks. So I feel like
when I knocked him down.
So I feel like the judging, you know what I'm saying, when it comes to Muay Thai, is real different.
Yeah, it's lacking.
Over here versus over there.
It's lacking here and it's different there. It's different there because the gambling affects the fights, which kind of, to me, I guess in my opinion,
the judges.
It influences the judges definitely, but it takes away from the fact that it's a martial art and it's purity of it being a martial art, and not just some fight sport, not just two roosters in a cage fighting. You know what I'm saying?
That's what you get over there.
As far as when the gambling is affecting the fights.
We talking Thailand or we talking
Thailand? Yeah. Thailand.
Okay,
yeah.
Thailand.
Gambling is huge for me.
Big time.
But it kind of supports the sport as well. You know?
Right.
It kind of funds it exactly.
So if more things more money was at stake over here, you think that would influence judging? Because that's kind of how we see boxing, and when we see the big fights, we get these crazy decisions.
It'll make it more corrupt though, I think.
It'd be more corrupt.
Yeah, if gambling was involved the same way here as it is there, for sure it's gonna be more corrupt.
Okay,
but
that comes with it.
Yeah, definitely.
But people are paying more attention though. Judges will be more precise, probably.
Yeah, and it'll blow up more. It'll blow up more though, just if it had the right or enough sponsors, people backing it. Which I can't believe it doesn't have already, but I guess it just doesn't for some reason. It's a brutal sport, man. Yeah. People like to be entertained. Like, watch a real Muay Thai fight, you will be entertained. It's just two guys standing toe to toe, banging it out.
Okay, all right, my man. So, California just passed a law where you gotta weigh in twice. The day before the fight and the day after the fight. Maybe right before you step into the ring, to make sure you're not above weight. I don't know the specifics of it, but a lot of people are not liking this, especially UFC.
Yeah, you can't gain more than 15% of your body weight from weighing. So if you weighed in at 170, then what? 15% on 170 and what?
And the UFC pulled out of California, saying they're not going to do no fights over there, I heard.
That's not going to be good for the city or the state of California. You know what I mean? Like, that big event's not coming there and drawing all those people to fly in.
You think they're going to make a switch? They're going to reverse that law?
They need to reverse it. Like, it's, first of all, it's fighting. You know what I'm saying? It's fighting. It's MMA fighting. You know what I mean? So, let the person gain as much weight as they want to gain. It's a fight anyway. It's not going to be fair. You know what I'm saying? Right. Whoever trained the most, whoever trained the hardest, and whoever's focused that night is going to win the fight. You know what I mean? Everybody's not in the same bubble before. You know what I mean? Leading up to the fight, before the fight, to make it a fair fight. In that way, you know what I'm saying? Like, you're going to train to have your advantages. So.
Right. So obviously they did it for the safety reasons, right? So what do you think about that? Because guys coming in, I'm an example of that. I come in heavy. You know what I'm saying? I might walk around the week of the fight, 20 pounds heavier. You know what I'm saying? And then right before the fight, I cut down to that weight class. But when I show up the fight night, I'm almost going to put my 20 pounds back on. Yes, I'll be honest, it does zap my trim. Like, when I want to finish the fight in later rounds, I can honestly say I'm tired. I can feel it. Did it, do it affect my, organs and stuff like that? It definitely does. But at the same time, you know, I think guys are gonna get sicker because they're trying to hold on to that weight for a longer period of time. To me, they extend that period where the fighter still has to suffer versus, you know, he make the weight, then he regains weight back. He put his weight back on. So I think differently. Like, I remember when I was fighting, not fighting, let's go back to wrestling. When I was wrestling, and so the type of law they have in California now is the same type of law that they have in our state final wrestling tournament in Michigan, where you actually got to stay on weight for like 3 days. You know, you got to make weight, you got to make weight the next day. You can't go more than a pound or 2, maybe 5 pounds up, you know, in that range. And so my body actually broke down faster, and I was competing. You know, so yes, you might be helping some people, but what about those people that want to stay at that weight class? You know what I'm saying? Like, they ain't gonna move up. They say, no, this is my weight. I'm gonna stay here, and I'm gonna suffer to stay here. So that's the problem. But it is what it is. You know. So, hey, we're gonna wrap it up, man. Thank you, man. Appreciate you doing this interview. And guys, if you want to follow Cyrus, where can we follow you there?
Twitter, Instagram, Black Dynamite MT, Facebook, YouTube, Cyrus Washington.
Right. And then you got a sponsor you want to shout out?
Yeah. 3 Natural Bio Nutrition, Blessed Edibles, AMTL, American Muay Thai League.
Okay. Cool. Guys, that's a wrap. Make sure you like, subscribe to our channel, hit the notification button, and stay tuned for more episodes of The Last Round. We'll be talking to you later.